Spencer, what can I say? From day one, I knew you were something special. I had quite a journey to get to you. Countless bad bumble dates, wrong relationships, and waterfalls of tears. But it was worth every cringing second because it led me to you.
On a cold December morning in Columbus, Ohio, two young children were found alone inside their home. Upstairs, their parents, 39-year-old Monique Tepe and 37-year-old Spencer Tepe, had been shot to death. The brutal double homicide shocked the community. There were no signs of forced entry, the children were physically unharmed, and at first, investigators had no obvious suspect. But surveillance cameras hidden throughout the neighborhood would soon reveal a trail that investigators say pointed to someone from Monique's past. This is the story of Monique and Spencer Tepe. Friends described Monique as compassionate, intelligent, and deeply devoted to her family. She grew up in Ohio and later earned a master's degree in early childhood education. She loved horses, reading, and spending time with those closest to her. Years earlier, Monique had married Michael McKee. Their marriage lasted only a short time before ending in divorce in 2017. According to relatives interviewed after the killings, Monique had described that relationship as emotionally abusive and remained fearful of her ex-husband years after the divorce. Those statements came from family members and have not been independently proven in court. In 2018, Monique met Spencer Tepe online. Spencer was a dentist who had earned both his undergraduate degree and Doctor of Dental Surgery from Ohio State University. Friends remembered him as kind, outgoing, and passionate about helping patients. The two married in 2020. Together they welcomed two children, a daughter and later a son. To those around them, they appeared to have built a happy life centered around family. Everything changed on the morning of December 30. When Spencer failed to show up for work, co-workers immediately became concerned. Repeated phone calls went unanswered. At 8:58 that morning, Spencer's employer requested a welfare check from Columbus Police. An officer was dispatched but went to the wrong address. Nearly an hour later, friends who had gone to the correct house called 911 after hearing the couple's young children crying inside. Someone entered the home. Upstairs, they discovered Spencer lying on the bedroom floor. Monique was nearby. Both had suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Emergency responders pronounced them dead shortly after arriving. Their children and the family dog were still inside, but unharmed. Investigators quickly realized this wasn't a typical burglary. There were no obvious signs of forced entry. Nothing suggested the home had been ransacked. Police recovered spent 9mm shell casings but no firearm. Autopsies later showed Monique had been shot 9 times, while Spencer suffered 7 gunshot wounds. The violence suggested an intensely personal attack, but investigators still needed evidence connecting someone to the scene. The breakthrough came from surveillance footage. Investigators reviewed security cameras throughout the neighborhood. One video showed an unidentified man walking through an alley behind the Tepe home during the estimated time of the killings. Police released the footage to the public, hoping someone would recognize him. Investigators later said additional evidence, including vehicle tracking data, placed a vehicle associated with Monique's ex-husband, Michael McKee, in the neighborhood around the time of the murders before it returned toward Illinois. As detectives dug deeper, another discovery emerged. According to court documents, surveillance footage from several weeks earlier allegedly showed the same man near the Tepe residence while Monique and Spencer were away attending the Big Ten championship game. Prosecutors alleged that McKee traveled to the neighborhood during that trip, approached the property through the rear alley, and later left. The affidavit also notes that Monique became upset during that weekend over something involving her ex-husband. These allegations are contained in court filings and have not been tested at trial.
Like her aura was just like so bright, so like loving, so inclusive. She was just such a positive person. And she was just like, anytime I've seen her, she always had something positive to say.
On January 10th, 2026, federal authorities arrested Michael McKee at a restaurant near his workplace in Rockford, Illinois. Police later announced they believed the killings were a targeted act related to domestic violence. During searches connected to the investigation, authorities reported recovering a firearm they believed was consistent with the weapon used in the shootings. A Franklin County grand jury later indicted McKee on 4 counts of aggravated murder and 1 count of aggravated burglary. McKee has pleaded not guilty. As of July 2026, no trial has taken place, and the allegations remain unproven in court. Although prosecutors have charged a suspect, many questions remain unanswered. Investigators have not publicly explained a definitive motive. Why, after nearly a decade since the divorce, would prosecutors allege such an attack occurred? How was the home entered without signs of forced entry? What exactly happened inside the house during those final moments? Those answers may not come until the case is presented before a jury. The deaths of Monique and Spencer Tepe devastated their families and the Columbus community. More than 1,000 people reportedly attended memorial events honoring the couple, reflecting the impact they had on those around them.
Always going to remember her, just the positive impact. And I know everybody wants to give all this light on how she left, but let's give her flowers for how she was when she was here. Both of them, they were amazing people. Like, let's focus on that.
Their 2 young children survived that morning, but they lost both parents in a tragedy that continues to unfold in court. Thank you for watching. If you found this case informative, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications for more in-depth true crime documentaries every week. If you have thoughts about this case, share them in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.